More and more children are out of school, but parents don't want math learning to stop. They're turning to Mathnasium at Home. Real-time math instruction tailored to your child's exact educational needs. It's the same face-to-face live instruction used in our centers for over 15 years, now on a computer. Your child can keep their math skills sharp, catch up, or soar ahead, from home or anywhere with an internet connection. To learn if Mathnasium at Home is right for your child, visit mathnasium.com/at-home. Mathnasium at Home, changing lives through math.
Okay, sorry about that, everybody. Hopefully, I get the all clear here and we can go ahead and get started. Just waiting 1 second. Got some sound now? Okay, awesome. Thank you. So, sorry about the interruption there. My name is Kevin. We're going to be doing our second lesson on multiplication mastery, looking at our 3s, 4s, 11s, 12s, and our 9 facts. So while I double check that everything is going okay here, just go ahead and you guys probably already did this, but let me know what your name is, what grade you're in. Maybe if you are a Mathnasium student, go ahead and let us know that as well. And if you guys don't mind, go ahead and share this so that we can get some more people watching, get some friends joining us here today. All right, so yesterday we talked about knowing that multiplication can be thought of as repeated addition. So we want to go ahead and look at that, starting with our 3's facts here. So how would I write number 5, 3 times 4, 3, 4 times as repeated addition, and then we're going to find the sum. So how are we going to go ahead and do this first one, number 5? We know we've got 3, 4 times. Oops, there we go. 3, 4 times. What's that going to be? Hi, Hudson. Hi, Riley. Good, nice job. Nice job. 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3. And then what's the sum going to be for that? 3, 4 times is 12. Good job. Okay, looking at the next one here. 3, 9 times. All right. What's this one going to be? 3 9 times. What's the answer for this one? 27. Nice job. All right. So looking at rewriting our repeated addition now as multiplication, just making sure we can go back and forth with these skills. What would we have for number 7? We've got 3 how many times? How many 3's do we see here in number 7? 5. Good job. So the product, the answer to our multiplication problem is going to be 15. Very nice. All right. Number 8. 3 how many times here? 12. And what's our product going to be? What is our product going to be? 3 12 times. Hi, McKenna. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, nice job. 36. 36. Okay, so we got some practice with writing multiplication as repeated addition and writing repeated addition problems as multiplication, finding our sums and finding our product. So let's just get a little bit more review from yesterday, talking about turnaround facts. So if I know that 10 times 3 is 30, what is 3 times 10? 3 10 times going to be? We know because yesterday when we talked about turnaround facts that the answer to a multiplication problem, the product is going to be the same even if we flip the order of the numbers that we're multiplying. So we know that this one is going to be 30, nice job, and 0. Okay, so let's look at number 3 and number 4. 2 3 times. It's going to be what? 6, which means that number 4, 3 times 2 is, good job, also 6. All right, and number 5, 1 3 times, or 3 ones, is going to be 3. And number 6, 3 times 1, again, because of our turnaround facts, we know that it's also going to be 3. Nice job. Okay. So another way that we can think about 3's is doubles and one more. So yesterday we talked about our doubles. Right, so let's say for this one, if we're talking about 4 times 2, I'm going to double my 4, so 4 twice is 8. If I have one more 4, that's going to be what? Now we're going to look at the sum of 8 plus 4. What's that going to be? The sum of 8 plus 4 is 12. Nice job. All right, so what about for number 7? What's 7 doubled? Let's just do this first part here. 7 doubled is 14. One more 7 is 7. And if we add those up, we get what? We get 21. Very nice. Okay. So number 3, 5 times 2, 5 doubled is 10. So 5 times 3. What is one more 5 than 10? Yesterday we also worked on counting by 5s, so we can use that strategy as well if we need to. 15. Very good. And what do we think for number 4? 8 doubled is 16, so 8 3 times is what? $24. Nicely done. Nice job, everybody. Okay. So, let's get some practice with our 3's. A little bit of mixed practice here with 3's, using all those different strategies that we now have. We can use turnaround facts. We can do double plus 1. all sorts of good stuff that we can use. So, number 2, 3 times 2, think about our doubles there, is 6. Nice job. 12 times 3 is what? 12 times 2 is 24. So 12 times 3 is 12 more than 24, 36. Good job. 8 3 times. What do we think? 8 3 times. 8 twice is 16. 8 twice is 16. So what's one more? 24. Good job. 5 3 times. We just talked about that one. Or we can use our turnaround facts if you know that one. 3 times 5 is another way to think about it. 15. Well done. 3, how many times equals 12? So a little bit of a different way to think about this one. 3, how many times is 12? So 3 times what number equals 12? 3 times 4. Nice job. All right. 3 3 times. 3 3 times. We can also write this as 3 times 3 is 9. Well done. 10 3 times. Yesterday we talked about multiplying by tens, and the trick or the method there is to think about it as multiplying by 1, and we're going to move the answer from the ones place over to the tens place and add a 0. So if we're talking about what's 1 times 3, and then adding a 0 at the end, it's 30. Good job. All right, 3, how many times is 27? 3, how many times is 27? Or, because of our turnaround facts, we can move this around, and we can say, what number 3 times is 27? That's another good way to think about that. 9. Good job. Good job. All right, 3 0 times. We did our zeros yesterday, so a little bit of flashback to yesterday. What do we think? 3 0 times is 0. Interesting one here. 3 25 times. Might be easier to use turnaround facts and think about 25 3 times. And if that's still a little bit too hard, we can think about what is 25 doubled. 25 doubled is what? 50. So if I need one more 25, I get 75. Very nice. All right. Kind of like our doubles here. Thinking about, we know that 3 times 16 is 48. It tells us that in number 12. So what's one more 3? If I'm going from 16 to 17, I have one more 3. So what would that be? It's essentially like asking what 48 plus 3 is. What is 48 plus 3? 51. Nicely done. Okay, one more here. 3 times 20 is 60. So 3 times 21 is what? 63. All right. Let's talk about 4s. Let's talk about our 4 facts. We think we're doing repeated addition here, right? As repeated addition. So I've got 4 6 times, and we're going to be looking for the sum. 4 6 times. We're looking for the sum. What's the answer going to be here? 24. Nicely done. Okay, next one. 4 9 times. 4 9 times is what? $36. Good job. So the sum is 36. Okay, so let's write these next two as multiplication. Really making sure that we understand repeated addition as multiplication. So we know that it's 4, how many times? 3, 6, 7. So what is 4 times 7? 4 7 times. What do we get for this one? 4 times 7. $28. Good job. All right. Another one. 4. How many times? I've got 3, 6, 9, 12. 4 12 times. We're going to learn some strategies later about how to deal with multiplying by 12. But for now, what can we do? How can we do this one? Well, we can add them all up, or I know 4 times 3 is 12, so each of these is 12, 12, 12, and 12. So does that help? 48. Good job. Very smart. So we can also think about turnaround facts for 4s as well. Get a little bit of practice with these. So 2 times 4 is 8, so 4 times 2 must be, we know that the product, the answer to a multiplication problem, is the same if we switch the order of the numbers. So again, this one is 8, and 0 4 times is the same thing as 4 0 times. So that is also going to be 0. Good job. All right. So we know that 1 4 times, or 4 ones, is 4. And then same thing over here. 4 once is 4. 10 times 4 is 40. And 4 times 10 is 40. Nice job. All right. One of my favorite ways to think about multiplying by 4 is double. So we're doubling the number twice. And we learned about doubles yesterday with multiplying by 2. So what we're looking at here is I know that 5 times 2 is 10. And I know that 2 2's give me 4. So if I know 5 times 2 is 10, if I do that twice, what do I get here? 20. 10 plus 10 is 20. All right. So 7 doubled. What is 7 doubled? 14 and 14. So if I add those up, we get 28. Good job. Nicely done. All right. So we know that 9 times 2 is 18. So what's 9 times 4? And we're going to think about double. Adding those doubles together. 18 plus 18 is what? 36. And looking at number 4, 11 times 2 is 22, so 11 times 4, 44. Nice job. So another way of thinking about multiplying by 4 is what? What do we say that we can do? Instead of just doing times 4, we can do what? We can do times 2 twice. So when we think about it, or we can double it twice. So we can go times 2 twice. Nicely done. Okay, let's get some more practice with this idea. We know that 8 doubled is 16. If I add up 16 and 16, I get 32. So I know that 8 times 4 is 32. So 6 2 times is 12. So 6 4 times must be 24. 2 9 times, we're looking at turning this around a little bit, right? So 4 9 times, if it's hard for you to think about it that way, we can look at it the way we've been looking at it before, remembering that we can use our turnaround facts. So if 2 9 times is 18, 4 9 times, it's be 18 doubled, so that's 36. And looking down here, if 2 12 times is 24, then 4 12 times is 48. All right, let's get some mixed practice with our 4s before we move on to 11s. Kind of get through these quickly. So let's see how quickly we can get through these. So 4 5 times, or 5 doubled twice. 5 doubled is 10, doubled again is 20. Think about double plus 1 for this one. 4 times 2 is 8. Plus another 4 is 12. 2 times 4, we can either use double double or we can use our turnaround facts and just know that 4 doubled is 8. 1 times 9, a little curveball in here. Good, is 9. Good job. 4 how many times is 40? 10 times. 4 times 10 is 40. We can use our times 1 strategy from yesterday. 4 times 4. 4 doubled is 8. 8 doubled is 16. 11 4 times is what? 44. Good job. Let's maybe switch around number 8. What number doubled twice is 48? So we can think about what number doubled is 48 and then take half of that number. We can work all the way backwards, doing a little bit of division here if we need to. It's 12. Good job. 3 times 3. Well, we know that 3 doubled is 6. Plus 1 more is 9. Use a turnaround fact, 25 4 times. Or we can go all the way to 25 doubled is 50. Doubled 50 is 100. Good job. All right, so 4 times 100 is 400. One more 4 gives us 100. Oops, I'm sorry, 404. Brain's not working today. So 4 times 17 is 68. One more 4, 68 plus 4, using that one more strategy. Good, 72. And same thing here, 88 plus one more 4 is 92. So 4 times 23 is 92. All right. On to our 11s. So we worked yesterday on our 10s, and we're really, really good. We're really solid with those. So let's talk about 11s. I can break down my facts. So if I'm looking here, my original question, my original problem was 11 times 2. And we're going to break that 11 down into 10 and 1. So we're looking at 10 times 2 and 1 times 2. So 10 times 2 is 20, and 1 times 2 is 2. Add those up, we get 22. So let's look at number 1. We're going to break up this 11 into 10 and 1. 10 times 9 is 90, and 1 times 9 is 9. So if I get the sum, that's 99. So I know that 11 times 9 is 99. Let's look at the next one. 10 times 4 is what? 40, and 1 times 4 is 4. So our sum is 44. 11 times 7, we know is 70 plus 7, and that gives us 77. If we break this up into 10 times 8 is 80, plus 1 times 8 is 8. We have 88. And 10 times 6 is 60. 1 times 6 is 6, so we have 66. Good job. So we might be noticing a little bit of a pattern here with our 11s. So keep looking for it if you haven't seen it yet. We'll talk about that in just a second once we get done with these next couple problems. So 10 times 4 is 40, 1 times 4 is 4. So 11, 4 times is 44. 11 times 6, good job, is 66. So what is the pattern that we're seeing? What are we noticing here when we multiply by 11? Let me know in the comment what you guys think the pattern is, and I'm going to keep working on these next couple. What do we think is the pattern for multiplying by 11? I want to stop here at number 6 and see what you guys think about what that pattern is. What are we noticing? When we break it out into 10 plus 1 and multiplying by that, we should start to see that our digits are repeating. I think the pattern is multiplying by 11. Close, yes, but the pattern for the answers. What's the pattern in the answers? We're just repeating the digits that we're multiplying by. So 11 times 8 is 88. 11 times 2 is 22. 11 times 7 is 77. Yeah, every time you multiply by 11, it's the same number twice. It's a good thing to catch on. What about for number 11? How does that work, though? Well, if we do 11 times 10 and 11 times 1, we know that 11 times 10 is 110, and 11 times 1 is 11. So does it work for that one? Cool. Nice job, guys. All right. 12s, same kind of idea here. We're going to look at, instead of times 10 and then times 1, we're going to do times 10 and times 2. So if my original problem here was 12 times 7, and I'm looking at 10 times 7 plus 2 times 7, I get 70. 14, and the sum of those is 84. So looking at number 1, 10 times 9 is 90, and 2 times 9 is 18. So if I add those up, I get 108. So what's 10 times 4? 10 times 4 is 40. 2 times 4 is 8. Sum is 48. So 12 times 4 is 48. We could have also used double there because we're multiplying by 4 if we wanted to. So what's 12 times 10? We could use our 10 fact, right? We could do 12 times 1 and add a 0 at the end. Or we could use the strategy for multiplying by 12 and do 10 times 10 is 100. And 2 times 10 is 20. And if I add those up, I get 120. So let's see what we think here for number 4. 10 times 8 and 2 times 8. 10 times 8 is 80. And 2 times 8 is 16. So that gives me 96. And 10 times 6 is 60. And 2 times 6 is 12. Puts me at 72. Good job. All right. A little bit more practice with 12s. 10 times 3 is 30, and 2 times 3 is 6. So 12 times 3 is 36. Don't forget, when we talk about 3s, we can do double plus 1 as well. So we could have said 12 times 2 is 24 plus another 12. So we're starting to see that there's lots of strategies to use when we're multiplying, because the odds are that one of the numbers we're using, we have a good strategy for that we're really comfortable with, and we know that we can use our turnaround facts to get to the answer. So keep that in mind as we go through these, and see if you can think of more than one way, more than one strategy to solve these problems. All right, number 2. 2 times 9 is 90, and 2 times 8 is 18. So if you add those up exactly, you get 108. Nice job. All right, so 12 times 2 is 24. Good. And I see some comments about memorizing your multiplication facts. That's definitely something that we can strive for, but we also want to have strategies to handle these problems, and that way you don't necessarily have to memorize them. If you can know your 10s facts and you can know your 2s facts, then you know your 12s. Right? So for number 4, we know that 8 times 10 is 80, and I know that 8 times 2, or 8 doubled, is 16, and I can add those up. I get 96. So I don't even have to memorize that 8 times 12 is 96. I can get there using a strategy and from problems that I know the answer to already. So let's do the same thing here for number 5. 5 times 10 is 50, and 5 times 2 is 10. If I add those up, I get 60. And the last one here, 7 times 10 is 70, and 7 times 2 is 14. Adding those up, I get 84. All right, last couple set of problems here. We're going to talk about 9. So for 11 and for 12, we were going to multiply by 10 and then add on as many more as we needed to get to the answer. So either adding 1 more to get to 11 or 2 more to get to 12. When we're talking about 9s, though, we want to use 10 as our jumping off point. So for the example here, I've got 10 times 6 is 60. That's a very familiar fact. But originally, the problem was asking what's 9 times 6. So to get from 10 to 9, I need to take away 6 from my answer. So I've got 1 times 6, and I know that that's 6. So if I do 60 minus 6, I get to my answer of 54. And the way we want to think about it is 10 times 6 minus 1 times 6. So let's go ahead and try some of those out. So for 9 times 5, I know that 10 times 5 is 50, and 1 times 5 is 5. So if I do 50, take away 5, I get 45. So what is 10 times 7? Ten times 7 is 70, and 1 times 7 is 7. If I subtract those, I get 63. So look in here at number 3. 10 times 8 is 80, and 1 times 8 is 8. So what is 9 times 8? What is 9 times 8? Close. If I do 80, take away 8. That's the other way to think about this one. 80 take away 8. It's going to get us to what? 72. What about for number 4? 9 times 11. We have our 11s facts from before, so you could use that. Or we could do 10 times 11 is 110, and 1 times 11 is 11. So if I take away 11 from 110, I get 99. That might have been a little bit difficult, and you might have wanted to use your 11's facts for this one, for 9 times 11, knowing that we're just going to repeat those digits. So another way to multiply with 9 is what? We talked about it these past couple pages. We're going to do the number times 10 minus the number times 1. Cool. So let's do some mixed practice for our last page here and talk about which different strategies we can use. So 9 times 2, we can either double 9, or we can use a turnaround fact and make it 2 times 9 and use our 9 strategy. I think for this one it's easier just to double it, and I know that 9 twice is 18. So what about for number 3? No real easy turnaround fact for this one. So what if we think about using our 9 strategy? 5 times 10 minus 5 times 1. 5 times 10 is 50. 5 times 1 is 5. So that one's 45. All right. Number 4, we can do what? We can double, right? We're multiplying by 4. So 5 times 4 is the same thing as 5 times 2 plus 5 times 2. So that's 10 plus 10. Oops. It's 20. Good job. All right. Number 5, we can do times 10 plus times 2, or use our turnaround fact and just do doubles. I like doubles. We're going to do 24 for that one is the answer. 8 times 9. Let's think about 8 times 10 minus 8 times 1. 8 times 10 is 80. 8 times 1 is 8. Subtract those 2, I get 72. For number 7, we talked about our 10s yesterday, looking at it as multiplying by 1. And then we're just going to add the zeros in, and we get 90. Good job. 9, how many times is 54? What are some ways we can think about this one? 9, how many times is 54? So we can make it a little bit easier and use our turnaround fact. What number, how many times is 54? And if we're still not sure, we can think about what number, how many times is what's close to this. We can do, what, 60? Right? We know that that's 6. If I round up, good job. And then if I know that I take away 1, 6, I get to 54. So if I can take 1 away from 10, I get to 9. Good job. All right. 7 times 11 is going to be what? Repeating our numbers, 77, good job. Seven times 9 is the same thing as 7 times 10 minus 7 times 1. 7 times 10 is 70 minus 7 times 1 is 7. Gives us 63. Last one for the day. 9, how many times is 36? 9, how many times is 36? What do we think? 4. Good job. All right. That is all we have for today. So I want to thank everybody for joining. Appreciate the patience in the beginning with our little bit of technical difficulties. Thanks for hanging in and watching. Tomorrow, we're going to be doing our last multiplication mastery lesson. We're going to be talking about 6, 7s, and 8s. 6, 7s, and 8s. So that'll be our lesson for tomorrow. Thanks for joining. Keep an eye out for the practice worksheets. We're going to post those here in a little bit. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks again.
It's afternoons that seem to be the most hectic for us, so it was much more convenient when we found Mathnasium at home.
All right, so how do we do half of 5? I think one of the best things about at home is that it really feels like you're almost at home with the student in their house teaching them.
I'm in my comfort zone.
You can just ask for help and the instructor will come right to you.
With Mathnasium at home, I know that they're getting the help that they need.
Awesome, great job.
Mathnasium, changing lives through math.